Welcome back to Perfectly Average Golf, and welcome to the first video in a new course review series where I'm going to be visiting a number of golf courses in the western North Carolina and upstate South Carolina area, giving you an honest take on the courses I play. Done in two parts, this first video will be a shorthand look at the course while giving an honest rating on its layout and difficulty, its facilities, the value of a round, and its overall appeal as either a local or an out-of-town visitor. If the course has caught your attention and you want to know more, the second video in the series will be a quick hole-by-hole walkthrough as I put together a perfectly average round on the course, sharing the do's and don'ts, preparing for a round of your own. So sit back and enjoy our perfectly average review at Connestee Falls Golf Club. A mountain course located just outside of Brevard in the western North Carolina Blue Ridge Mountains and playing at 3,200 plus feet, this George Cobb designed golf course undoubtedly puts the word mountain in mountain golf. Nestled in the Blue Ridge and welcoming a variety of natural wildlife, this gated community-driven course has recently made itself available to the public and has become a hotspot over the last 2 years for those looking for great mountain golf. A normal round at Connestee Falls is advertised at roughly the $50 mark on weekdays and $60 on weekends, with twilight times available around the $35 mark. However, this course is heavily promoted on Golf Now and can regularly be found with a hot deal any day of the week, ranging between the $30 and $40 mark tops during prime hours. In relation to other courses in the area, this is actually an unbelievably great value, as most other Blue Ridge area courses can range from $60 to $150. Greens fees also will include cart costs, and for what it's worth, I would not recommend trying to walk this course unless you are in peak athletic condition, as the terrain is exhausting to say the least. The Cobb designed course boasts extremely friendly conditions no matter your experience or age as a golfer. With 5 different tee boxes and hybrid box markings, you can choose to play this par 72 course between 4,700 yards and 6,500 yards. This is a feature that not many other golf courses in the area offer, and is one that definitely ups the playability of the course. At its longest, the course rates as a 71.5, meaning that a scratch golfer should expect on average to shoot around par. The course also holds a slope of 131, which means that the course actually plays slightly more difficult than the average course, and largely you can thank the mountainous terrain for that. Also keep note of the very scoreable par 5s on this course, as number 15 is the only one that plays over 500 yards. The teeth of this course 100% lies within its par 4s, as they play as long as 417 yards and average out to a relatively tall 385 yards. The par 3s are also no cakewalk, as all 4 sit nearly at 170 yards. One of my favorite parts about Connestee is actually before the round ever even begins. Connestee boasts one of the most fleshed out practice facilities compared to other courses in the area. The driving range has a very well taken care of mat hitting area, and also includes really cool complementary alignment rods at each station. You'll also have the green light to hit any club here, which is not common in most mountain golf ranges, although big hitters should be cautious and just considerate of driving past the net, which sits around a 280-yard mark. The putting green is also in incredible condition and is fairly representative of what you'll face on the course, aka there are tons of undulating areas to practice on, and I would heavily recommend getting a feel for those types of breaks before your round. But by far one of my favorite parts of the practice facility is actually the separate and quite large pitching and chipping area, with an included practice bunker just off the first tee. And trust me, you're going to want to get some reps in here because there are a lot of steep fall-offs around the greens, so your short game will want to be dialed in to try to get those up and downs. As is any course that can be labeled as mountain golf, you can largely expect 3 things: awesome elevation changes from tee to green, large slanting fairways that are prone to rolling through, and difficult greens that can make or break your round. Naturally, Connestee Falls has all 3 of these, but I will say the way the course is built into the mountains does not really make you feel like you're going to be overly punished by the terrain around you. As long as you're paying attention to certain hole features and are giving respect to their distances off the tee box, your opening shots do not provide too much of a challenge. The true shot-making demand on this course is largely built into your approach shots, as a number of greens feature nearby water, or most notably, steep dramatic fall-offs, making for seemingly impossible up and down looks. In my opinion, this is actually what makes for a super fun round of golf. Appealing views with fun elevation changes that aren't going to ruin your game off the tee, yet enough problematic areas to force you to continue to think as you approach the green in your round. I also have to give immense props to the groundskeeping staff here at Connestee Falls, because for a $30 course, it has the look, feel, and cleanliness of a course charging 3 times as much. Bunkers are always well manicured with sufficient amounts of sand, Greens typically always run smooth and true, well cut and taken care of fairways have great divot replacement, and the tee boxes are constantly added to by the course and its community members with these little flower gardens and setups nearby, adding for a wonderful personal touch. If I were to really nitpick this course, it would probably be just the cut and seeding of the rough. More often than not, the rough lining the fairway feels like the natural grass the course is built on, and generally it's pretty short. There are also some problem areas around the greens that do not necessarily provide a consistent experience. End all be all though, you would never guess this course was only a $30 greens fee just by looking at it. Memorability is also no problem at Connestee thanks to the natural terrain, but in particular, you'll be hard-pressed to ever forget two of the course's signature holes. Number 8 is a par 3 with an elevated tee box that looks down on a wide green that's tucked nicely into the back natural landscape of the property. Beautiful lake also featured short of the green itself, and the trees actually provide kind of a cool natural backdrop. Tracking your ball to the hole is easy to do and will always force some sort of a smile. On the back, the par 5 11th features extreme elevation changes in which you have to strategically hit a plateaued fairway off the tee, split up by a canyonous drop-off before you have to then rescale the mountain to get up to the elevated green. Without question, this is a 3-shot approach and will quickly establish the soon-to-follow extreme mountainous topography featured on the next 3 holes. Also, make sure you keep your eye out on the tee box at 14 as a picturesque vista is cropped just off the cart path as you tackle the back 9. So now for the overall rating and key points as you consider around at Connestee Falls. I would have to say that this is one of the more fun and forgiving layouts when you think of other true mountain golf courses in the area. However, those looking to challenge their game will be able to, thanks to the multitude of tee box options and that potential hybrid tee box setup that we mentioned. The course is open and welcoming to the casual weekend golfer, but is also challenging enough for even the most serious of golfers. And those who are looking to play from the tips, even though 6,500 yards is definitely not what I would consider to be championship distances, the forced decision making and the risk-reward plays that will have you thinking all throughout your round will provide an interesting challenge. Overall, I rate the layout and difficulty of Connestee Falls a very solid 9 out of 10 with a fun yet strategic round in front of you. The clubhouse, practice facilities, and staff friendliness will have you dialed and upbeat before ever touching the first tee box. The practice areas are some of the most fleshed out that I've seen in the area, and they're always in great condition. Is it a tour level or a country club style facility? Of course not, especially only having a mat-only driving range, but every level of golfer could easily spend an hour before your round warming up every aspect of your game. And for that reason, the facilities in my mind earned another solid 9 out of 10. For the price, this course is unbeatable. As mentioned earlier, most other courses in the surrounding Blue Ridge area go for at least twice as much. And I mean, come on. The fact that you can find this course on Golf Now for as low as $30, this course is an outright steal when you consider the layout and overall conditions. So now, the final perfectly average golf rating. I'm going to give Connestee Falls an 8.5 out of 10. For locals, it's an absolutely must-play course and an easy call for replayability thanks to the cost-conditions ratio. For those traveling, I wouldn't necessarily call this a destination or must-play course by any means, but I would challenge you to keep this as a bit of a priority play if you are staying in the area for an extended amount of time or if you're a routine visitor. If you have determined that you want to give Connestee Falls a go, again, make sure you check out the second part of the review as I will be playing a full round and giving you a complete walkthrough of every hole with some tips and tricks on each so you can come out and score low. Also, for more course vlogs, reviews, and walkthroughs, make sure you like and subscribe now, and hopefully I'll see you back soon for some more Perfectly Average Golf.